With the Nazis defeated, the Allied forces wasted no time locating and appropriating the leading scientific minds of Hitler's Germany. One scientist was so important to America's post-war plans, he was secretly transported through the Pacific Theater to avoid detection. When the plane carrying the scientist and a squad of commandos goes missing over the ocean, a rescue operation is quickly formed. After 2 years of distinguished combat in every theater of war, 4 remarkable men are called up to bring the scientist back, or die trying.
Operation Codename, 4 Horsemen. Unit, The Losers. Mission, military escort for the Axis scientist Dieter Teschner. Crashed on remote Pacific Island. Communication abruptly ended within hours of their crash. Last communication was spotty, but it is clear. The squad has suffered serious casualties and is in dire need of transport off the island. The losers are to proceed to the set coordinates with all due speed and retrieve the scientist at all costs.
You sure this is a spot, Skipper?
The coordinates are bang on. The island must be that bank on the mist. Drop the bird.
Albatross is clear.
It's something big, and it's close. Keep your eyes open.
Can't see diddly in this soup.
There! Port side!
Hang on!
I got you, Pooch!
Damage report. Sound off, losers.
Yo!
I'm 5x5.
Rang my bell, Skipper, but I'm on the beam.
Let's salvage the gear. ASAP.
What the hell was that thing?
I don't know what it was, Cloud, but I was thinking, what if it has friends on that island?
Roger that, Sarge. Zuka is loaded and ready.
Hey, what is it, Pooch?
Gunner?
Roger that! Man, what a target!
The tail, hit the deck!
Man, that was close. All right, Junior, on your feet, and... Gunner?
Sarge. I'm...
The TNT didn't stop Leviathan, but it had cost him an arm. After eyeing us carefully, it stalked off into the mist, in search of less dangerous game. Gunner was 23 years old. In both years and in spirit, he had been our youngest brother. I'd known him for less than 2 years. But I knew him better and loved him more than my own family. And I knew that if they could, Storm and Sarge would say the same. But his spirit had already taken flight.
Can one of you guys bring me a tarp?
Sarge,
Please, Skipper. Just bring me the tarp.
The skipper got us to the island, but Navajo know-how kept us off the animal trails and downwind.
How's it look up there?
No sign of flag or his squad, but it looks secure. We've got small arms from Japanese, Australian, and American units. This cave has seen a lot of action.
There are empty K-ration cans hidden under this stuff. They're recent, so maybe we're in time after all.
We decided to make camp here, and if the missing squad didn't return by daybreak, we'd begin a perimeter search. Sarge was inconsolable about Gunner. He took the first watch after he buried the boy. Storm and I are awakened by the distant sound of rocket fire. Weapons in hand, we stop short at the mouth of our sanctum. I confess that my education regarding prehistoric times was lacking, but even I could see this was a place of great magic, a land forgotten by the march of time.
My God.
Bazooka fire. It's coming from the valley by those hills.
That mule-headed old crank!
We've got to find a way down there pronto.
Cloud! Don't look now! But when I call it, hit the deck! Now! Ah! I've had it, Cloud. Get clear before they circle back.
Negative, Skipper. We evac together.
So long, John.
In less than 14 hours, the losers were no more. The Navajo believe in the notion that all powerful forces come in groups of 4. There is no magic in the one. As I watched my brother disappear into the mists, my heart filled with despair. The fear of death cowered in the face of my fear of living through this nightmare. Alone with the memory of my brother's sacrifice to haunt my days. A fruitless search convinced me that the men we were sent to rescue had met a fate similar to that of my brothers. Pooch! Sarge! Is that you?
Sarge? Right. The old guy. He didn't make it.
Are you Colonel Flagg?
Affirmative. I was on the north face planting some booby traps when I heard your firefight last night. On my way here, I spotted the old man going after that friggin' monster on his own. Got sidetracked. Now, who the hell are you? And what are you doing on this death trap?
Name's Cloud, Lieutenant, USAAF. I was sent here, along with that old man and 2 other men, to get your ass off this death trap.
Cloud? The Navajo ace? This must have been a heavy operation if OSS sent the losers after us.
Round up the rest of your squad and let's move out.
My squad? Why, they're right here, Lieutenant Cloud, in my pocket. In my other pocket is a film copy of Dr. Teschner's notes. So if you've got a way off this rock, we'd all be happy to move out ASAP.
My spirit was buoyed by the thought that I could at least complete the mission that cost me my friends. The Navajo in me was ready to leave this place, go back to the sacred canyon of my people, and find peace. Most people I encounter regard the Navajo as savages, but it was my American side that demanded vengeance for the lives of my fellow warriors. There's a compass in the survival pack. The Albatross is about 100 yards clear of the mist due south. There's a flare gun if you need—
Now hang on there, Chief. You make it sound like you're staying on this jungle buffet.
3 of 4 have already been committed. It isn't important if I succeed or fail. What is important is that I am the 4th, and my path is set. In other words, the bad guys have killed the Lone Ranger and the cavalry, and now it's up to the Injun sidekick to avenge them. You savvy that, Paleface? I'm going to kill that monster.
And then what? Scalp him? Geez, Chief, you're just as crazy as that old sergeant. Just get in the raft, and we'll be in Pearl for breakfast.
Goodbye, Flagg.
All right, Cloud. But it is kind of funny. I mean, the Indian rescuing the cowboy. Good luck to you.
And with that, the dog and I plunged back into the world we'd been handed. Upon our return, I blocked the cave entrance and built a great fire. The sweat lodge is a traditional experience for a warrior before a great hunt. Taking the smoke is known to provide visions for those seeking knowledge. That night I saw my brothers on the other side, and with great calm I saw that it was I that was out of place. They stood clear and bright, and their hands were fresh and clean of all the horrors they had wrought. I would join them. The following morning we spot the beast north of the cave. Armed with an M1 grenade launcher and man's best friend, I set out to intercept my fate. This will be a day of days. So intent am I that it is a second too late before I recall Flagg's words. I was planting booby traps on the north face. I feel it rip into my stomach and back. The dogs yelp the last thing I hear before the sound of the blast tears apart my eardrums. Smoke clearing, but there's no pain. Shock, I suppose. The dog grows still and I know it is time. I am relaxed and ready to join my brothers. There is just one more thing to do. The monster approached and stood before me, its hot breath on my bare legs. It knew I was trapped and seemed to relish the scent of my blood. When I was born, I was named after a great mounted warrior of the clouds, and now here he was, a grand and silent witness to my death. I decide it is the last thing I want to see, and I take flight. Ask my family, and they'll tell you I was a Navajo. Ask the Army Air Force, and they'll say I was an American. But if you ask my brothers, they'll set you straight. John Cloud was a loser.
2-6 approaching ground zero. Coming up on Bogon. The detection station on Bogon appears to be in good shape.
Where had all the heroes gone? In America, after the Great War, many would claim we didn't need them anymore. On the surface, life was better than ever. But if you ventured closer, it became clear that a great deal of this was a facade. Racism, civil rights abuse, suppression of free speech, sexism, and government persecution that sidestepped the Constitution were the order of the day. And looming darkly above all of this, the terrible nebulous shape of a nuclear future. In the face of this moral and rational slippage, the logical question remained: where were the heroes of tomorrow?